Welcome to Nate's Mind Gym. I originally wanted to call the channel Gamma Perspective, but there was other names similar to that. So I called it Nate's Mind Gym. So ultimately what I'm trying to get for people to do is work on regions of their brain and exercise those regions in order to enhance your ability. So Gamma Perspective is utilizing brainwave frequencies. And the reason I chose gamma out of the 5 brainwave frequencies, which consist of delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. Gamma is the fastest wavelength to high-level cognitive functions like intense focus, learning, memory processing, and peak mental performance. Each brainwave frequency has its own ability and it allows you to activate different regions. Beta is common during active thinking, focus, problem solving, alertness, and waking consciousness, but excess can lead to stress. Alpha is 8 to 12 hertz, occurs in a relaxed calm states, daydreaming and meditation, a bridge between conscious and subconscious. A bridge between conscious and subconscious is basically informing you. When you utilize these brainwave frequencies, it gives you access to regions of the brain that you normally can't get to. A lot of people are struggling in today's society with suppressed thoughts, things that they can't get over. And they keep indulging in these instant gratification activities such as social media. They want everything fast, the microwave, Uber Eats. And these are great attributes to society, but what that's doing is lowering people's attention span and ability to receive long-term gratification. So delta is 0.5 to 4 hertz. The slowest waves dominate during sleep, dreamless sleep, crucial for physical restoration. Theta, 4 through 8 hertz, associated with light sleep, deep relaxation, creativity, intuition, and REM sleep. So Gamma Perspective is utilizing brainwave frequencies, and it's going to rescript your inner dialogue, your inner narrative, and it allows you to use a freestyle form of speaking, and it's gonna build confidence. It's gonna highlight regions in your brain you normally don't use. The main objective is to freestyle for instance, 2 to 5 minutes. You want to make this a daily task until it becomes a habit, which takes 21 to 60 days. When I was a young man growing up in New York, we all liked to freestyle. We will download instrumentals and rap over them. We'll make a beat on a car or something and rap over it. But I always felt sort of restricted with the rhyming part. I always wanted to do more. But I didn't understand that my innate desire and my destiny was to help others and cultivate cultures, help people in this modern day generation enhance their abilities and optimize their brain. Gamma Perspective is utilizing a freestyle form of expression, your deep desired thoughts, no matter what's the topic, relationships, finance, sports, a creative idea, recipes, or anything that you have deeply desired. You've probably been exposed to trauma. It doesn't necessarily mean you're traumatized. No matter what's the topic, I want people to engage in the self-reflection process, and it's going to create an inner evolution. An inner evolution. What you simply do is you say what you want for 2 to 3 minutes and you record it using notes. You record whatever you want to say. You go to this little icon and put record audio. You will simply record yourself for 2 to 5 minutes as such. After you record yourself, now you have the ability to say whatever you want. You could do this in the comfort of your own room. You could do this while you're driving. You have the ability to speak. Speaking is the same, it releases the same feelings as a pill. A lot of people go to psychiatrists and they go to psychology and they explaining things, but they're not getting a proper diagnosis in a brain scan. They just go into somebody and the person relates prior incidents or similar cases, and they say, all right, you have ADHD, bipolar disorder. Oh, you have the same symptoms as such and such. And what they do is compare you to different people and prior analysis, but they don't do a proper brain scan. In this modern day age, people don't know how to enhance regions of their brain. And that's the thing why people are being held back. They don't know how to work on these regions. A lot of people say, I'm going to the gym to work on my arms. I'm going to work on my chest day. It's a leg day. Or it's core. When have you heard people say, I'm going to work on my prefrontal cortex, where it's judgment, planning, and organization? When have you heard people say, I'm going to work on my amygdala, where it's fear and anxiety? People don't know little tricks to work on these regions of the brain to help optimize their mind. It's 2026, y'all. It's time to be above average. And these simple tools is going to help you. And in this, I guarantee you it will work to the point where you could take an IQ test prior to doing Gamma Perspective. After you're making this a habit, which takes 21 to 60 days, you could take that IQ test again. And I guarantee you, you will increase in your level and your points. Because it's broadening regions of your mind. It's broadening these areas of the hippocampus, where it's short-term memory, or the limbic system, where lies oxytocin, facilitates maternal behavior and empathy. The prefrontal cortex, where judgment, organization, and planning is involved. There's different regions of our brain that can help us, but we don't know how to access that. Just for instance, when we don't know something, what do? We go and ask somebody, hey, you know how to do this? We don't know, so we need that knowledge. We'll go on YouTube, we'll go on Google, we'll go on ChatGPT. But now I'm here to help you optimize your brain, build confidence, build develop your vocabulary. It's such an exciting task and journey. But you could simply change the person you are by just practicing these little steps daily. 15 to 20 minutes. While you're driving in your car, you can record this audio. I want people to optimize their mind and utilize this modern day advanced technology to help them. Gamma Perspective is saying whatever you want, a topic, or you got deeply suppressed. A lot of people have infinite potential and abilities, but they was conformed by their role models, by the board of education, their family members, which is a great thing to adapt and behave in society, but it takes away from individuals' true unique abilities to give their gifts to the world. A lot of people have suppressed thoughts and they just go to work, they come home, they decompress watching Netflix. They do other things, indulge in things as far as smoking, drinking, or just watching things that to make them feel better on the internet. But that's what that is, the refractory process. They're becoming a slave to routine. And now people are getting conformed. We have a mass influence of abundance of sensory information from the social media. Visualization puts like 70 million bits of sensory information. You also have hearing, touch, and taste. But visualization is the most sensory information. So what you see on a daily basis, what you talk about, reinforces a mentality in you. The people you talk to, your friends, your girlfriend, the people you talk to reinforce a mentality. If you was born in Africa, you would act African. You was born in Puerto Rico, you would act Puerto Rican. If you was born in New York, you would act like a New Yorican or somebody with that culture or accent. It was what you see on a daily basis, what molds you. So now, if you've seen yourself at a greater clarity and you've seen yourself being more confident because you're learning, it's going to enhance you and it's going to grow dendrites and axons, because neurons that fire together wire together. Neurons create a perception of reality based off of what you're seeing. Gamma Perspective is gonna target the subconscious mind and conscious mind. We have 10% of our mind is conscious, 90% is subconscious. A lot of things is deeply suppressed, and we have a reservoir of feelings, and they contain in a vault that we can't get to. But now Gamma Perspective is going to allow you to make a bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind. That's like the bridge between the Bronx and Brooklyn. It wasn't made overnight. It took time to make, and now you're capable of going from the Bronx to Brooklyn. That's the same way these neurons are creating these axons and dendrites, and when they fire together, they wire together. Now you're going to have the ability to strengthen these regions of your mind by utilizing this daily practice and optimizing your mind and rescripting your inner narrative. Ultimately, Gamma Perspective, you choose a topic you want to talk about. You choose the topic and you record it on notes for simply 2 to 5 minutes. After you record this, you will simply press stop. You save it. Click on it as a transcript. Highlight the region that was just recorded. Okay. Once you highlighted it, you will copy and paste it. Then we're going to ChatGPT, modern day advanced tools which has billions of information and is easily accessible. So now you could say, I have one saved. Can you rewrite this in a positive intellectual way? You could simply write this. Can you rewrite this in a positive intellectual Can you rewrite this in a positive intellectual format? Targeting emotions. Can you rewrite this in a positive intellectual format? Targeting emotions. Keeping the core value. And remember, you want to keep this positive because you want to optimize your mind being positive. The whole objective is to be positive and promote positivity. So once you write that, can you rewrite this in a positive intellectual format? Sure. It would say sure. So once you do that, paste it, and then you upload it. Here is a passage rewritten in a positive intellectual format that targets emotions while preserving your core message about self-expression, mental growth, and Gamma Perspective. Once you have that, now you copy and paste that. You copy and paste the rewritten version, and you'll copy it and then paste it into notes. As I mentioned, let's give you a quick example here. Because remember, this is the first video, but we're doing this together. We're on this journey together. Okay. Appreciate that. ChatGPT, you did good for today. Okay. So now we're back to notes, y'all. So we're back to notes. And now paste. Okay. So let's make it a little bigger, the font. Okay, looking good, looking good. All right, let's X out of there. Okay, now we have it here. So what we do is just repeat the steps again, and we'll go to the recorded audio. And now we read it again while we're recording ourselves, okay? All right. And let's fix this camera. Sorry about that. All right. Yep. Back to the recording. All right. Begin with a simple practice. Speak your thoughts aloud for 2 to 5 minutes. Record yourself freely expressing whatever comes to mind. This can be done in the comfort of your room, while driving, or during any quiet moment in your day. The purpose is not perfection, but expression. When we speak honestly about what we feel, we release emotional tension and bring hidden thoughts into awareness. Many people seek guidance through therapists, psychologists, or psychiatrists in order to better understand themselves. These professionals often help by comparing present experiences with previously observed cases. While this approach can provide insight, it also reminds us of something very important. Many individuals still do not fully understand how to actively strengthen and develop the capabilities of their own mind. In today's world, people are very familiar with training the body. Someone might say they are going to the gym to work on their arms, legs, or core. Physical fitness is widely understood. Yet, very few people speak about training the mind in the same deliberate way. How often do we hear someone say, "Today I'm strengthening my decision making and planning abilities with my prefrontal cortex," or "Today I'm claiming the emotional responses connected to fear and anxiety with the amygdala"? These areas of the brain influence how we think, feel, and respond to life, yet most people have never been shown practical ways to consciously improve them. That is why developing simple daily practices can be so powerful. By dedicating just 15 or 20 minutes each day to thoughtful reflection, speaking, and learning, you begin exercising the mind in ways that gradually expand its capabilities. Within the brain are many remarkable systems that support growth and understanding. The hippocampus contributes to memory formation and learning, while the limbic system influences empathy, connection, and emotional awareness. When these systems are stimulated through reflection, learning, and emotional expression, they begin to work together more effectively. This is where the concept of gamma perspective becomes meaningful. It is not about forcing yourself to think differently overnight. Instead, it's about gradually rewriting your inner dialogue through repeated awareness and positive intellectual reflection. Every day, our minds absorb enormous amounts of sensory information. Much of it comes through these experiences quietly shape our beliefs and reinforce certain mental patterns. Over time, the people we speak with, the culture we grow up in, and the information we consume help form our perception of reality. Because of this, many people unknowingly fall into routines that limit their potential. Afterward, they may decompress through entertainment, scrolling online, or other habits that temporarily relieve stress but do little to expand the mind. These patterns can gradually become automatic. However, the mind also possesses extraordinary capacity for change through neuroplasticity. When new patterns of thinking are repeated consistently, the brain strengthens connections between neurons. Scientists often summarize this process with a simple phrase: neurons that fire together wired together. Through repeated reflection and expression, neural pathways grow stronger as axons and dendrites connect through neighboring neurons. Over time, these connections support clearer thinking, stronger confidence, and improved articulation. Gamma perspective aims to build a bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind. Much of what we feel and believe exists below the surface of awareness. Emotions, memories, and ideas can remain stored deep within the mind like a reservoir that is difficult to access. With consistent practice, however, that bridge begins to form. Just as a bridge connecting two cities requires time and effort to construct, mental connections develop gradually through repetition. Each day of reflection strengthens the pathway. As these mental connections grow stronger, individuals often begin to notice subtle changes. Their vocabulary expands, their confidence grows, their thoughts become more organized and expressive. They begin to see themselves differently, not as someone limited by circumstance, but as someone capable of continual growth. Ultimately, gamma perspective is about giving yourself permission to explore your mind. Choose any topic that resonates with you: personal goals, education, creativity, finances, or reflections about society. Speak about it openly for 2 to 5 minutes and record it. The simple exercise allows your mind to explore ideas that may have remain hidden for years. From there, you can refine those thoughts, learn from them, and gradually reshape your inner narrative. Over time, this practice becomes a powerful tool for personal development. The goal is not to become perfect, but to become more aware, more articulate, and more confident in your own ability to think, learn, and grow. So after we record that, we'll save it, and then we could just simply listen to it in an alpha state of mind. So now, when we're calm, we'll listen to this. That's what I'm trying to implement into people. And instead of being average, you could become above average. A lot of psychologists, they go for what they see and perceive instead of an actual brain scan. An actual brain scan and highlighted regions of the brain. That's why I like neuroscience, and I don't discredit psychologists because they do in-depth studies and they have really credible theories. But an actual brain scan is a more proper diagnosis. That's basically like you go into a mechanic, he hears something and say, oh, this is the problem. Instead of taking a diagnostics to get an exact location of what needs to be fixed. So now you could utilize this gamma perspective to enhance your IQ. You could take a test prior to completing this and make it in a habit, and then take another IQ test where they simply offer these online for $40. So now we'll have the ability to see the change and the growth. I'm in the process now of taking the IQ test, but what I'm trying to get at is the more things you do, it becomes repetition. Just like learning how to ride a bike. Once you learn how to ride it, you will never forget. What I'm trying to do and my aim and goal is to make people optimize their mind and become the best version of themselves. So if they ever fall off and they ever encounter something that gets them depressed or sad or emotionally unstable, they can remember once, man, I was once there at the most optimized and my best version. And if you did it once, you could do it again. Join me on this journey, Gamma Perspective, in Nate's Mind Gym channel. Allow your mind to expand. Utilize this and take advantage of these modern day tools and this immense great strategy that can help you and others around you. This will be good for your offspring because based off your thoughts, it creates your genetic makeup. Then you pass that on to your kids. So what that's doing is creating a lineage of a gamma perspective and enhanced way of thinking instead of passing down genes of depression or fear, anxiety, or things that doesn't promote or align with being positive. The main objective is to rescript your inner dialogue and enhance your inner narrative by self-reflection in this more forward process of aligning yourself with greatness and your true great infinite potential. Everybody has the ability to be great. If we didn't have the Wright brothers to make the planes, we wouldn't be able to fly to different states or countries. If we didn't have different people, Henry Ford, to distribute the cars, we wouldn't be able to travel. Allow yourself to move forward, and everybody is great. Everybody has infinite potential and the ability to grow. Allow yourself to grow with me in this channel, Gamma Perspective.